Hey Jeremy, I'll try and make this quick because I know you got a lot to mark, but I'll just walk you through some of the files for my assignment. So we have the two assets here, the medium data unit and the heavy data unit, and I'll just walk you through some of the programs I used and different things in those programs. So this is the heavy data unit. You can see here in Maya, which I used to do the modeling. And you can see each of the different items that were going to be animated are different bits and pieces. So like the buttons on this side, I decided to make a part of this mesh since they most likely wouldn't be rigged, but the buttons on this side where the right hand would be separate pieces so they can be animated. Same with the pipes. I wanted to put, if I had time, I wanted to make them simulated. And you can see the animation play through here. So yeah, because of the rigging complications, I had to do just transform keyframe animations through the use of different groups, tiered groups, but it still worked out quite well. So it's just a perfect loop for Unreal. And you can see the medium data unit here. You can see all the different disks. You can see the animation play out there as well. And the screen can move as well into the closed position or open, which was the idea, and that each of the buttons will be moved as well. And then if we come over to Substance Painter, you can see the heavy data unit here. I left the screen untextured because I want to have it, because obviously it doesn't need to be so, because the texture is going to be the game on there. I used Smart Materials for the dust, but then I went in and I'll get the layers out here. Main body texture unit. You can see like all the different layers just for the main body texture. So using masks and stuff, I could use different materials in different parts of the same. Using smart materials, I could use multiple smart materials on the same geometry by using smart masks. And then I also added like custom details and like the scratches here along the edges to show where this part will be moving along. You know, I'm pushing the dust out of the way, so I was pretty happy with that. And yeah, I learned a lot about using editing shaders and making my own shaders using the smart masks, which was really interesting to learn about, and also learning about using different texture sizes, so you can see that the buttons have a much smaller texture than the larger objects. You can see the medium data unit here. I really like the asymmetry, and there's one big cable and then three smaller ones on this one. I made a lot of my own decals for the backpack, and I even made my own height map for the vinyls. So these scratches are here using my own height map that I made in Photoshop. And then I used decals to make like the fake screens in here and stuff like that. Yeah, and then if we come into the Unreal scene, I followed a tutorial to make a third person and first person camera. So you can see here, you got the animation all working in game. Yeah, you can see the disc rotating down there. And then the first person, I just put like a placeholder video in to kind of show what it would look like, and kind of the perspective I'm going for. I still have to work on that a little bit. And then you can see I have one problem with this asset, that the textures are flickering. I'm not quite sure why that is, because this is the static model here, and that doesn't have any of the same problems as you move around. It's just kind of at specific camera angles. I looked, there isn't like multiple geometries overlapping or anything like that, so it's just something I have to look into. And then I'll change over to the heavy data unit. So yeah, you can see the heavy data unit, you can see the interface, a bit bigger than the medium data unit, and you can see the controller off to the side. Really happy with how that turned out. The UV was flipped upside down, so that's why the video is upside down, but you can see the animation here moving up, moving through its animation loop. I tried to animate the fans as well. They're animated in Maya, but when I imported the animation over Unreal, they just go flying. I'm not sure why that is. I tried to center the transform, but even that didn't seem to help it. I tried to center the gizmo. I'm not sure what you call them in Unreal. Um, really happy with how they turned out. Yeah, would have liked to have rigged the cables for physics, but you always get excited over extra features on these projects. But yeah, still happy with how they turned out.